Hello YouTube, how you doing Earthlings? Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Well, this is part 3 of my van build. Well, I'm not building a van, I'm just doing the interior to make it sort of livable in for me and my pretty cat Freya. Just adjusting this tripod. Really should have done that before I started filming, shouldn't I? But unprofessional as usual. Right, as you can see, I have a bed placed in the back here. We're using two of the Skorva beams and some slats, I can't remember what they were called, and an IKEA mattress, 80 by 200 millimeters. Mattress was much too long by about, well, by that much. Fortunately, the mattress came with an unzippable part, exactly that length at the end here. So I just unzipped it and cut the bit off to make it long enough to fit in there, and then just tucked the material up inside, and no one would ever know. I think it's come out wonderfully. And amazingly, even though it probably doesn't look like it, I can fit completely stretched out, lying on my back, left straight legs, with about a couple of inches, an inch or about 3 inches probably, sorry, a bit of hair, about 3 inches of room at the ends. So the height is exactly right, just to sort of fit in, so the mattress fits in the bulgy outy bit, bulgy inny bit of the van. Can you see that? And then my head fits nicely in the bulgy outy bit where the windows are going to go. And yes, it's perfect. Yeah, so insulating, I've been insulating the wheel arches and the floor. There's 3 layers of this bubble, this foamy insulating stuff. As you can see, I've still got about 1.5 rolls left, so I'm only about halfway through the 3 3/4 of rolls I have. Well, it's not about halfway, is it? And I've already managed to scratch the paintwork here, which isn't very good, but I might just be covering this with carpet anyway. So I've made all that painting a complete waste of time. So I've been finishing off the insulation, making it nice and thick, about 3 layers of this bubbly stuff, and then I've been using a load of old pillows and cushions to fill out the areas that aren't going to have the recesses that I'm going to be building out of wood. Yes, this is the really expensive stuff. It was 18 quid for 2 rolls, and I've hardly used any of it really. But yeah, I've just been sort of, I think this is 1 layer thick here. I think we're doing 2 layers on the majority of it. I'm just using the insulation up until I've used it all, because these are just as light as a feather, these rolls are. And let me just give you a little tour around the van quickly. All of these stickers are actually all magnets, every single one of them. So I'll be decorating with my little Grogu trying to escape from the aquarium. Grogu in the front there, the animatronic one, who I bought for just £4 at a boot sale, and he's 65 quid online, so I was very pleased about that. A few more of things that I felt needed to be put on. I think the fish won't be staying there. And then some more lots of back there. Get into view. There we are. Just some stickers and stuff. Well, not stickers, they are stickers, but turned into magnets. Oops, sorry. Really professional. Right, so inside here I've taken out the bulkhead. I don't know if I'd done that before. And also, yesterday I put in this roof vent in the ceiling. You can see what it looks like up there. It was quite nerve-wracking for me to do that finally. You can see that, it's up there. It was quite nerve-wracking for me to drill the first hole, but I did it yesterday at about 11 o'clock in the morning, and then proceeded to just do a tiny little pilot hole, and then just increase the size of the metal drill bits until I got one that was wide enough to accommodate jigsaw blade, and cut a small hole out. I had originally marked out a hole that was about 15 centimetres wide, but then I read on the fitting instructions to do an 8 centimetre wide hole, so I reduced it down to about 9 centimetre hole, and the cutting of the hole and then putting the primer around to protect it from rust was actually quite an easy bit. The hard part was trying to fit my bit of wood there I have with that sort of grill vent thing posable. Adjust it and open and close it as needed. The hard part was being on my own, trying to get the holes. Well, I drilled four holes for the fitting of the thing from above, and then tried to push the screws through after putting the mastic around the edge of the vent above there. It is about the middle of the screen, isn't it? Yeah. So I put the mastic around, placed it on there with the screws through, and then had to try and I just taped it up there, tried to get it to hold up there, but it needed someone to hold it there while I was doing the screws in from above, but I didn't have that, so I just taped it up with a bit of masking tape very badly. It was very wobbly. I just about managed to get one of the screws in this nearest corner, the one that looks like it's actually screwed up all the way, and then I just realised that the screws weren't long enough, so I had to get some longer screws and then put them in, and then just done them up really, and they all seemed to find some kind of purchase on the bit of wood. But of course the bit of wood I'd made was in the wrong configuration, in the wrong orientation, but basically it was just further forward that way, because I decided at the last minute to move it forward a little bit further. So this end, the front end of the wood didn't fit properly, and it hasn't really screwed in there properly. But saying that, I'm quite pleased that it doesn't look that wonky. I mean, it's down on this side, it's at a slant, but it's quite unnoticeable, and it's quite well placed in the wood, so I'm very happy about that. Today I'm going to be putting in my skylight. So putting it back down again. So yesterday, yeah, the main problem with the biggest hassle with me doing that the vent yesterday, I mean, it took until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It took probably more longer than that, probably 3, 4, because I put the seeker flex around as well, because I wasn't really sure that the mastic was squished down enough. I mean, it still might leak through the screw holes, don't quite know what to do about them because I didn't seal them or anything on the inside of the van, so the only way I can do it really is try and seal them from above, but then there's no point in doing that anyway because you've got the two parts of the vent and water's just going to go into the tube. I should have just flexed all the way around the bit where it seals together, and yeah, I've only just thought about that actually. I'll soon know. I mean, water gets everywhere. Water can find its way into the slightest tiny little gaps, but I'm hoping it won't leak too much, if at all. I hope it won't leak at all, to be honest. Anyway, yeah, so yesterday I made up this wooden frame, which is this item's way of screwing onto the ceiling and squishing it. So this bit goes on the top of the roof, obviously. This wooden frame will sit inside the van and be the thing that compresses the mastic together when I put the two screws in here and tighten it down into here, so it will just squish it all together, and there's loads of these brackets into these long screws to screw into those bits, which will hopefully be squashing the I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. And then it wasn't this thing didn't come with any fitting instructions, so I've had to work it out for myself really, and I've realised that you have to remove this plastic covering to reveal the holes here that will eventually screw into these central holes. I think these holes here are to screw into the wood. Yeah, they are to screw into the wood. But then I've got these ones that will eventually be fitting to cover, and then I'm going to have to get someone to help me with the wiring. But anyway, that part is the light part fitting in the blinds. It's got the blackout blind and the fly screen fitted in, thankfully. But yeah, that's going to be the last part of the job, fitting that part up. Yesterday I was in receipt of these new panel things. I ordered them on because they're a lot longer and they're grey, so I want to cover this with the grey four-way stretch lining carpet, and also behind there I'm going to have I've already got one layer of insulation, but I want to be just using the insulation up until I've got none left. And I've also used up the entire packet of 20 sheets of the sound deadening mat. Stuff on the ceiling which deadens down the noise or something. But I kind of used it all up on the back part, the load bay area, and then I was reading yesterday about hi-fi in-car audio updates, and they're saying about how the cab should be sound deadened as well, so I've ordered another 20 sheets of the sound deadening butyl self-adhesive stuff for the cab. So I'll be taking off the door cards and all of the headlining in the cab and all of the mats out and everything, and sound deadening the entire thing and insulating the entire thing as well, so I'm going to have to save some of my insulation from the front. onwards and upwards, and then the next thing I'm going to have to do is order my windows. So one for here, one for here, one for the rear quarters and one for the front part of the van. I won't be able to do the window on the driver's door because I have the deadlock here. Anyway, I'd better get on with it, hadn't I? I'm not going to be filming myself doing it because it's going to take all day, and one, you don't want to watch me doing it all day, and two, my camera isn't going to last for the whole time. So I'm going to leave it there for the time being, and I'll let you know how I get on in the next video. Oh, by the way, I used the Velcro, the hook and loop, the fluffy bit on the wooden bits and the hook bit on the beams. They kept coming off even when I was just doing it, so I ended up having to carry on with just the last few on the other side. I rubbed down the wood with a bit of sandpaper to try and give it a bit more purchase because it was just coming off. I attached it with super glue. I tried double-sided tape, it was useless. The spray glue was useless. I don't know what I was thinking really, but super glue, it needs a good, well sanded surface to have proper adhesion. So they're probably all going to come off. Oh, and also when I put the skylight up, I'm going to have to remove this beam as well because the recess in the roof starts right here, and I want the skylight underneath the bed, so the skylight's going to start here and go back, so I can just lie in bed and look out up at the stars, and I can't wait. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in the next video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and goodbye.